Let's let's start this ball rolling. All right, so we're here to discuss project management today.
Yep.
Let's take a look and see what we got. Okay, so let me open the discussion paper. Okay, let's see. All right, or actually, let's take a look. Uh, Rizal,
Yes.
would you like to chair today?
Okay. Can.
Let's give it a shot. Okay, Rizal, I'll control the screen. I'll be your
Yeah.
secretary, and why don't you bring through and bring us through this? Remember, first you want to discover by looking at like what are the project management issues that people are facing right now. Then we'll prioritize which ones we want to talk about, and then we just problem solve. Right? Execution you guys do on your own, but then we take a look and we look together at how to solve problems. Okay?
Okay. Okay. Okay.
All
Sir.
right, let's give it a shot.
Okay. Good morning, everyone, and I will be the chairman by in project management leadership today. And probably I will ask Mas Tandy first. Mas Tandy, do you have friction about your project
Okay, actually, I would like to, yeah, the group channel, I think. The
about
first
group
one.
channel? Okay. Okay, Mas Tandy.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so actually, from the previous what's called discussion, so I had make a new survey. So I put in the evidence paper, sorry, evidence description. There's a version one and version two, but yeah, I would like to maybe need suggestion that like if the survey is changing, do I need to make pivot or I still use this card for the same survey itself? Yeah, I got actually new result from that because it's more like a sharp, more sharp the question. So it's like to the point and ask the partner that did you agree if Bukit Vista make a communication group and then what's group that you want if Bukit Vista make communication channel. Yeah, because previously the question is just is like uh, what is social media that you use, and then like I'm not asking that actually the owner agree or not if want to engage with the in the communication group like that. So yeah, maybe if I might can just share the screen for the new result.
Uh, yes,
Okay, yeah, this
please.
one. So yeah, actually this is the new question of the survey. If you want to see more bigger, yeah, and then sorry. Oh yeah, so I asked like, did you agree if Bukit Vista make a social group? It's called Together Community Engagement. Yeah, and then all the response is said yes. So that's mean they want to have that kind of the
Hmm.
what's called engagement on the group. And then if you agree to that Bukit Vista make a channel communication channel group for the every update of the program news and ads. Which channel do you prefer? Mostly prefer Facebook, and then some is WhatsApp, and then there's a Twitter and Telegram and application like that.
I
So yeah, this is new result
see.
actually. So but I need I working with Om Rafiq to get more data, to get more owner as well. So to make this more valid as well. So my target is 20 response actually. So I have budgeting this survey for 2 days. So tomorrow the last days for tech for sorry for the getter the response result. Yeah. So yeah,
So it's
my friction is like. for the card, do I need to make a new P4 actually, or for this? Because I still confused. Do I still I go ahead with my card, or I need to make a pivot for this result? That-
Okay, so my question is, there is still a seven response right now, and uh, we still have 13 left to
Together.
fill in about your target, right? So uh, probably from my side is we have to uh, keep stuck with your target first by uh, waiting about 13 response left, and then
Yeah.
probably we can continue to the next pivot. That's probably my suggestion, and
So
probably to yeah, Mas Tandi.
yes, go ahead, Reza.
Okay, probably to VD. Do you have something to say about Mas Tandi's project?
Currently, no, Mr. Chair. Yeah, apology for my
No.
tardiness. I had to find internet in a cafe.
Okay. Okay.
Rizal.
Yes, Tandy. Yep.
Okay, so you mean like the first I need to do is gather all the data first and then get the result. Then from the result, so I get the data to know what I do the next, right? And after
Yep.
I get the result.
Mm. Yeah,
Okay.
and also, do you have milestone or checkpoint from your strategy, Mas Tandy?
I think it's
Based.
on the card on the look card. If you can open on the Trello, the leadership.
Wait, wait. Uh, Sir, can you share your screen? I don't have.
Okay. Yep.
Okay,
And over to Teddy again.
The
for to
partner.
Mas Andi,
Sorry. Over to Rizal. Rizal. Yeah.
partner for to is the card partner group channel
Sorry.
communication. Mm, can you please go up, sir? Go up, go up, go up. Go up again. Okay. To date about 31st, yeah, Mas Tandi. So for my discovery is probably the friction is you can attach or doing plan for apa namanya doing plan for the milestone or the checkpoint. So whenever you have friction like this, you can do pivot basically. Can you get my suggestion, Mas Tandi?
I get your point actually. Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
Jimmy.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Chair. I think we need to also scan the rest of the cards right now because we're deep diving only into Tendy's card. Let's go and
Mm.
scan some of the other cards that are on the stack and see if we can collect other project management frictions at the moment. Yeah.
I see, I see, I
Yeah.
see, I
Okay.
see. Okay, Mas Tadi, do you have another project right now?
Uh, I think just that I need the friction. I have the friction.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Probably just that first, and maybe we can go to another project. Offer to Mas Gani. Do you have uh, friction about your project right now?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. Not I don't have any fiction so far, but right now I still doing reach out to the property owner using WhatsApp. So basically, I got yesterday I got the insight from Ara that Ara gives some potential property in Jogja, and also she give me a WhatsApp number, and I will do a calling today. So
I
asking
see.
for the partnership opportunity.
Okay.
So
Thank
yeah,
you,
that's
Boston.
that's
Yeah.
the progress. So already outreach for potential properties, and then I abandoned two. So yeah.
Mm, okay. So I think I have a new discovery right now.
Mm-hmm.
Probably. So previously you have your own idea, right? And then Ara came in and
Mm-hmm.
she offered a new idea. Basically, there's a how we can uh, how we can combine the another idea to our project.
Mm, how to combine another idea? Um,
Is that make sense, Mas Gani?
mm, how to combine another? No, no, I still doesn't have
Yes,
idea.
sir.
Okay, here, quickly, Rizal. For the interest of time, I'm going to take over right now on the chair and move the discussion along. Yeah, you're doing a good job, right? But we also there's quite a lot on the stack right
Yeah.
now. Just want to get it done. Just kind of observe how we do this and be ready for the next time. Okay, because you'll need it later when you're leading your
Okay.
chapter. Okay, all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So nominate me. Nominate me.
Uh, Jing, sir, you want to continue for my sharing today?
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Okay. I will accept the nomination. Thank you very much, Rizal. So, okay. To where we have about 45 minutes. There's quite a lot to discuss. So I'll bring us through the rest of it. Okay. No worries on Rizal. I want Rizal to try a little bit, but in the interest of time, let's get this through. All right. So, Gani, I see that you're doing online canvassing over here. What's your specific friction that you're facing with the online canvassing program?
Um, so far, no friction, sir.
Okay, got it. And just a quick one,
Uh-huh.
Gani, your project visualization right now, you are
Yes.
recording the funnel in a series of activities. Uh, what will this look like later when you have, let's say, 10 days?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh. So I got it. So it should be on the description, yeah.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
on the activity, just screenshot it.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Oh, okay, okay,
Very
got
good.
it, sir.
So when you have, let's say, a project visualization,
I
it's important to keep
see.
the visualization in a part of the project that does not shift every time. Otherwise, the update will be hard to track. If you
Mm,
want to track differences, Gunny, what I would suggest is taking a screenshot of the funnel
yeah.
and then attaching it to the activity section. That then
Okay,
allows
sir. Yeah.
people to see that. Okay.
Thank
But
you.
Rizal has asked a very good question, and I want to reemphasize that. What specifically do you think when other people contribute a discovery to a project? How can that be integrated into your workflow?
Hmm. Okay, for example, on this case, like Ara giving new insight. So probably I will contact to Ara. Okay, Ara, I see that you are uh, apa got some properties in another area. Let's say on three area on Jogja, Bali, and Nusa Penida. Probably I will contact on Jogja, so you can contact ke Bali and Nusa Penida. So uh, use apa di differentiation. So you
Okay,
get what I mean, sir?
excellent. All right, that's a good start. Let's continue this topic because I think it's actually a really good topic. So I'll put that up on the board as a discussion topic about how we use teamwork to fully integrate a project. Next, let's go back up to the project management board. Let's see. So that covers Gani. Rizal, do you have any projects that you would like to have examined today?
Yes, sir. Basically, my project will list about booking page in our own website,
Okay.
but uh, I think on the Facebook ads on the right,
Okay.
but
Understood.
basically it's still on the RM, still on the RM Trello, sir. I'm not attached on here yet.
I see. Okay, so why don't we do this? As we go through this, Rizal, please attach it here and then bring it up on the
Yeah.
discussion group. What I'll do
Okay.
is I'm going to leave you this this link, Rizal, and as we go through the first two discussions, let's go ahead and have you put the topic that you want to discuss right here under the
Okay.
first topic.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you, Vidi, for joining us today too, as well. I understand that there was a little bit of an internet issue. Vidi, can you tell us any topics that you would like to raise this morning for project management discussion?
Right. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. It relates to the attached card, which
Yes.
is PI U3, U.3. It's actually a completed pivot.
Okay.
You look at that one.
Uh-huh.
The outcome of the project is actually quite relatively positive because we got a new direction and clear idea of what we should do next to the next pivot.
Yes, sir.
However, what I would like to raise is regarding the communication breakdown that we faced in the delegation process. And I believe it's a recurring topic in the company,
Okay.
and that is what I would like to maybe today. Yesterday and today we have a different set of participants. I would just like to go through the other
Okay.
participants, what they think about it.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, that is a very rich discussion topic. So, Vidi, thank you very much. Thank you, Vidi. Jumping right in there, communication breakdown during the thing of a development of a project and how everybody thinks about it. Okay, that is very interesting. Let's go ahead and address a few things. I'd like to cover. Okay, now I'm going to prioritize. So what I'd like to do is I will. Okay, Gani, the most important one I think we should talk to about is this communication breakdown. That is a very, very rich topic. But I'd like to handle attendees friction first because I feel like it's somewhat very manageable to solve. And also Gani on the discovery, I think we'll budget about 5 minutes for attendee, 5 minutes for Gani, and then go into the deep topic on this communication breakdown. And as Rizal's writing that, I'll think of how to budget that in a second. Okay. All right. Let's go into Gani. So the topic here, Gani, is about what do we do about integrating teamwork into a project? How should we feel? And I'll go into this sort of thing real quick. Let me ask Gunny. Does the Vista project, Gunny, give you any insights and direction on how effective projects are built? Let's go over to Gunny.
Sorry, sir. Can you repeat once more?
Sure. Does the Vista Project Award give you insights and inspiration for how to lead a successful project?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Okay. And why does it, let's say, how does it give you inspiration and insight?
The inspiration is from get the teamwork. Let's say more than two people. The result is bigger than individual projects. So I see it's inspirational for me. So when we are working together, the result will be bigger.
Okay, great. Do you have to be the person that always discovers the initial idea of a successful project in order to be rewarded, let's say, for a successful project?
I don't think so because so everyone have a different skill, have a different different skill. So there is someone that better on discovery. There is someone better on execution. There is someone better on problem solving. So if we can combine together and we can work together, so I believe that the result will be bigger and faster.
Okay, great. And let's say somebody discovered something but was unable to execute, or somebody is unable to discover but able to execute. Is there any way that we can help them feel more involved in the teamwork aspect of the project?
I think ask someone outside the team that probably good on problem solving, like BI, for example. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Interesting. Interesting. Let's go to Rizal. Rizal, about what Gani has said. Is it true? What are your thoughts on it?
Sorry. What is the question, sir?
Sure. About what Gani has said. What are your thoughts and opinions about it?
About different people have different specialization. Yeah.
No, correct. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Basically, I agree. Sometimes people have a different skill set, but also like from the Vista project or from this guild also, we're trying to learn how to discover new thing like we can trigger discovery things, and then problem solving things by doing uh, course, and then learning course like this, or from the inspiration event like a Vista project basically.
Okay. Great. And let's look at the stack of leadership development, right? So I'll just go ahead and put this part here. So the mission of leadership, remember, is let's check with Rizal. Rizal, can you give me the steps of the mission of leadership?
Mission of leadership is uh, to discover, and then to uh, problem solving, and then prioritize, and also execution.
Okay. All right. Let's go over to Tendi. Tendi, does that sound right to you?
Yes. Execution protest also. Yes. Sir.
Ooh. Okay. Gani,
It's a leadership. Right?
does that sound right to you, Gani?
I think so, sir.
Oh. Okay. Let's go to Vidi. Vidi, does that sound right to you?
I'm not sure about the execution part, and sometimes problem solving does not have to be the mission of the leader, but we have the mission of the leadership. Do you mean the chapter's mission or the intent of the leader itself? Because
The sequence of let's say how leadership could be conducted in its most
Oh,
yes.
I got this one. So the first is this discovery, and then prioritization,
Yes.
and then execution, and the last is problem solving.
Excellent. Okay, very good. Thank you. So that's pretty much it. Yeah? We discover what the and if you ever I've put posters everywhere now, so you guys should be able to find it on your cards. Ta-da! Okay, so now we have a poster, and please rely on this poster for understanding. This is essentially the mission of let's say if you're leading a project, if you're leading a particular initiative, or if you're leading a team, the first part is to discover what is the opportunity and what is the biggest problem. Then prioritize. It's exactly what we do right here in this particular meeting. We try to discover what all the problems are, and then we prioritize the problems that we want to speak about. After that, we problem solve. We work on that, and then afterwards, you can go back and you can execute. So it's always in this sequence, and it's important to prioritize before you problem solve. Over to resolve. If you problem solve before you prioritize, then you might work on the wrong problem, right? And then that might not be so important. But the takeaway that I have here is that each component can be done by a different person. And asking for help and asking for advice is always a good way to include, I think, and unify the team. You do not have to be the hero in this particular case and do the entire set on your own. A leader, I think, just makes sure that each step is being done and to the best of their capability. Okay? So no solo heroes necessary for this stack of mission of leadership. Um, if you're good at discovery, so be it. If you're good at prioritization, that's great. If you're good at problem solving, great. If you're good at execution, great. Everyone can always lead as long as you know that this is the sequence that needs to be done and that you can find somebody who can help you with each sequence even better, right? Okay, so I think that's a discussion that I want to raise based on some things I've been seeing going on in terms of understanding how achievement works. Achievement isn't just solo achievement. Oftentimes, it's how you achieve together as a team. Okay, all right. So let's go into okay. So we touched upon this topic. We got about half an hour more. Tendi, here's something I'd like to ask. When you talked about this choosing a partner for communications, whether or not you should pivot, I still didn't understand what is so important about wanting to pivot. You seem to have the results. The core of your understanding is there. For you want to get 20, you got 7. You need to get 13 more. Why do you feel like you need to make a new pivot?
Okay, thank you, sir. Yeah, that's why I thinking about that, sir. So after I get the result, do I need to make a new pivot after the result? Because for example, like the result is mostly the partner using Facebook, right? So do I need to make pivot like create something that using the Facebook, because this is just the on this card I will find which channel that the partner want to use, right? And then if I want to more specific, for example, I got Facebook, Twitter, or something, do I need to create a special card that focusing on that channel, right? Like that.
I see. Okay, got it. So let's go over to Vidi for the cross examination. Over to you, Vidi.
Right. So if I conclude correctly, Katendi is mentioning the reason of pivoting is because the card itself has already reached the result intended, because you have discovered that partners are using Facebook. So the next pivot will be the execution of creating a Facebook group. Am I correct, Katendi? I see. Yeah, regarding that, if you feel, but there's one problem with that though, regarding the result of the question itself, because it hasn't filled the quota or the goal. Do you have any plans to actually like complete it first? Because we always can, if it's going to the right direction, the methodology is going to the right direction, we can always like extend the um, due date, right?
Yeah, currently have target for 20 response actually. So I had make the new survey, but I'm not put the result yet on this card. So this is the old result that I used the previous survey. So I budgeting for the 2 days for the reach the target for 20 response. So yeah, after I got all the response, then I got like which channel actually that the owner want to we make for as a group, because uh, if all the partner like agree, if we have that kind of the what's called engagement, like a group engagement, then we need to provide it, right? Because they want to have it like that. So after I got the result, then I need to thinking more specific about how I can how to do next like that.
I see. Yeah, in that case, if I don't have any like clear like specific understanding of the card, but if the card's intent is already fulfilled, then yeah, the pivot is not pivot due to non-completion, but it's like someone like next step basically, sir.
Okay. Over to Tendi. Did Vidi's response answer your question?
Yes, I think so. If the what's called the purpose of this card or the results in the card is done, then I can make the new pivot. But what one thing I not I still thinking like is it always if you make new pivot your result is has to be done, or if what's called if that not make sense again, do I yeah I make a new pivot without the result is done like that. So I think that's yeah I still learn, sir. So I need yeah advice, yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Over to Vidi for cross-examination.
Right. Thank you very much, sir. So that's actually a very interesting question, Katedi, because we always do that in business intelligence. Sometimes the result, what we found out along the way of a card, actually does not reflect the initial hypothesis. So in that case, we always include the reason. As long as we arrive to a certain conclusion, we write down the conclusion in the last part of the activity as a supporting documentation to why we have to pivot. For example, um, we want to get goal A, but apparently we found out that it's B. Then we state in the activity, oh, apparently it's B, and why. And the most important part is the reasoning, so that other people can actually understand why you move the card to complete it, for example, even though the goal is not completed. So that's actually the practice that we use in business intelligence.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Thank you very much, Biddy. Taking a look, actually, Tendi, at what you've written so far, your goal was to get 70% engagement from the community from the response. You had 13 out of 20, which is about 65%. So you have, I think, essentially, if I'm not mistaken, you have a decision to make. You can keep on doing surveys. Remember, maybe the intended result here is 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 maybe not aligned with what the intention of the project is, right? I understand that the intention of the project is actually to choose a channel that you can start a group communication on, right? But you're assigning a quantitative to a qualitative response. So I think it's pretty normal when you start a project. It can be kind of hard to see what the outcome needs to be immediately. But I think now that you've conducted the survey, uh, just feels like to me that your intended outcome has already been reached. You've known that Facebook is the correct channel to go on. You have conclusive evidence of that. So even if you haven't reached, let's say, 70% engagement on your survey, you do have a pretty good direction, right? You have the majority plus three of, if you sent to 20, you have more than the majority of people unanimously choose Facebook as their channel, as their chosen channel for group communications. That for me could be enough to go on. You might want to finish out the rest of your survey by maybe phone calls or whatever, and just get the quick response from them. But don't get so caught up in the project that you forget what the end goal was, right? So you don't necessarily, I think, need to succeed on the pivot to succeed, um, always on the project. And you need to decide the intended result. Um, I know it's good to have a number associated with it, but the intended result truly is of a survey to understand what your audience actually wants. And so a successful result should be you have conclusive evidence showing you that it is that. There could be more debate about what is conclusive, what is not, but I think in this particular case it's pretty clear, at least for your channel, what needs to be done. Okay? Okay, all right. Let me have Vidi just double check that. Any thoughts on that, Vidi?
Yeah, I think that that is all.
Okay, good. Let's jump into the. Oh, I want to emphasize something, right? Just for everybody's clarification. Um, I am asking help from Vidi because Vidi sometimes sees my blind spots. Okay, and it's important if you're leading to make sure that you are discovering correctly, you're prioritizing correctly. Okay, and I want Rizal and Gani to also know that leadership is not about I'm the strong person and I need to get everything done myself. It is about working together as a team. So I've noticed that certain people have, let's say, they can fill in where I have gaps, and I'm not ashamed to say, hey, look, I want somebody to double check that. Okay, so I want everyone actually to also double check. Uh, like if you see something that what I've said doesn't make sense, please. It could be because I didn't see it right, and you have maybe a discovery power that I don't have. And I've noticed Vidi had it on the last project management discussion, so I'm just double checking. But if you guys, anybody sees it, please bring it up. Okay. Okay. All right. No shame as a leader to ask for help. Okay. Next, let's go over to the. Okay, yeah, this is the big one. All right. All right. So let's open up this topic. Give it a shot, Vidi.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone. So this is a recurring issue in the company currently, and it's basically the hot topic in the company. There seems to be a difficulty in communicate, like delegation, especially. So we have discussed it in mentorship discussion, and the conclusion from mentorship discussion involve these are the steps of delegation, basically, only between mentors and also mentees. But let me skim through it for a bit. So it's important to measure the ZPD of the subject. If anybody is asking what ZPD, ZPD is zone of proximal development. It is an idea where we have a certain knowledge, and if we try to assign or delegate to somebody else regarding that knowledge, which is outside of their ZPD, outside of their understanding, it's just too too consuming, like resource consuming, because they will take too much time. Maybe the intended result is not as expected, basically. So they cannot do even with assistance, just like described in this visualization. That's the first part. So understanding the ZPD of the recipient or the delegated could be helpful before we even do the delegation. For example, let's give an example. For example, if I ask Kagani, for example, to please do pre-processing on data using Python. That's very much outside of Kagani's CPD, right? That's the extreme case, but sometimes it can be more soft than that. Maybe in a sense, like I don't know what other like skills that are softer than that, but that's the extreme case. This doesn't make sense for me to delegate to Kagani for recurring coding. That's the first step actually. Going back to the second step, it's the assessing the SLA of the project, whether the project actually supports the SLA of the particular chapter. Third is set measurable goal on SLA. And fourth, if you are able to allocate project accordingly to mentees, there's a positive feedback cycle. Actually, this doesn't have to be applied to mentees. We can actually, as an initiator or the project champion, we don't have to be the one who executes, right? Sometimes we can also monitor, and therefore, that is when we can try to like give a certain time period before we actually go back to the delegated and check the progress as well as the how far are we in the project. And through that iteration, that actually gives rise to another question. For example, Kara, related to the topic before, Kara mentioned this kind of idea to digital marketing. Uh, does Kara wants to be the project champion, or is it fully delegated to digital marketing? If it's fully delegated, then Kara will be the champion, but the Kara doesn't have to be the executor. Therefore, Kara can try to first set a measurable goal. First of all, okay, I'll give digital marketing for example like 1 week or 2 weeks, and let's see the progress. After 2 weeks, we see that the progress is, for example, 40%. It's not completed yet, but it's 40%. It goes to a certain direction. It relates to content discussion. If it's already the due date, but it's not completed yet, should we pivot or should we continue to another initiative? Because it is going to a positive direction, we can simply allocate more resources because of course the feasibility of the resources could not be achieved even like sometimes it's very difficult to measure resources, and therefore if therefore it's important for prioritization as a leader or the champion of a project because you can allocate more resource, and therefore this is actually the gist of it. But the most important part in this discussion yesterday was we realized that it's very difficult to measure a ZPD of a subject. Sometimes it could be, sometimes it's very abstract and it's not as simple as I know Kagani cannot code, for example, like program, therefore I cannot delegate it. Sometimes it's more complex than that, especially in terms of like soft skills or other ideas. So I would like to ask the opinion of this for.
Sorry, you are muted.
All right, good discussion. Thank you very much, Vidi, for introducing this topic. Let's go over to Tendi. Tendi, how often do you feel like it is challenging to delegate to somebody else?
How often it's quite a lot
Okay,
challenging to delegate someone.
this is actually a really, really interesting thing. I think we're actually approaching the core of what will solve the problems for Bukit Vista. Each time it seems like we come around this topic of delegation, right? How to delegate, how to delegate, how to delegate. So we're actually getting really close. This is actually pretty good. Let's discuss this. Rizal, can you describe what we did last night that was trying to enact this process? Go for it.
Okay, so basically when we're trying to break down the ZPDs. Basically, there is using uh, three breakdown. The first breakdown is things that you already expert on it, and you don't have to learning again. And the second part is something that you have learned and you will can do that. And the third stage is something that you want to learn, but you learn but you cannot. So basically that's the third part.
Okay, beautiful. Here, Vidi, do we have time to do a demo on a demonstration on how we can actually assess CPD?
SSDPD. All right. Okay. So there are three steps actually that we have concluded, and let me know if I miss anything. So
Okay.
first, sometimes we have the idea. It's written down. It's a documented skill. Right? So one thing we can do is like with the understanding of the skills revolving the particular person. We know that the content is a place where creative people like gather, and therefore things related to creative ideas are usually it's better for we can find talent there as opposed to, for example, like business intelligence perhaps. Then second, interview doesn't have to be mean like formal interviews. Interview can be like a conversing discussion regarding the particular topic. Actually it's important to like communicate and do this thing called Socratic method that we always talk about. We ask again, and new ideas come forth. We can be assured that the idea that we are trying to convey actually is understood by the listener. um, and also regarding project management, it's important to kind of like do short deadlines so that there are more frequent checkups in the beginning. If we notice, like in Bukit Vista, before we had like Scrum every day, and then we reduce it like Scrum every 4 day, like Scrum 4 days in a week, then 3 days in a week, for example. That's actually one method to actually measure the ZPD and make sure the idea is actually complete. In project, it's basically the same. If it's a big project, sometimes we can allocate more time to like discover and reaffirm that the idea is correct. But if time goes well, as time progresses, sometimes we need reducing up to actually get the execution better, more execution time than the discussion time. And lastly, the alignment. So this is very special to mentor mentee, but actually it is related to what I've said before. Sometimes you have to be aligned in the members that are composed in a particular project. If you a very good example is actually Frida's project in business intelligence regarding travel localistic. She assembled these sets of people like Hasbi, right? For Aldo or Hasbi, I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, Aldo, and then
Aldo.
also um, Andrea, right? So there are three different components of the chapters formed in the particular project, and that's beautiful because each person has the skills required to perform a certain task. If, for example, Frida tried to tackle all of that on her own, she might not have enough understanding of hosting, or perhaps like not enough understanding to launch a listing. So therefore, the alignment between the team members in a particular project is also important. So that's the breakdown, basically.
Excellent, excellent. Okay. Thank you very much for that explanation. And I think that's quite inspirational also that an intern can have that, let's say, awareness of assembling and creating that stack of people that they need to get it done. I'd like to go through a quick exercise. Gani, can I assess your ZPD?
Okay, sir.
Okay, all right. So, Gani, Rizal and I were doing this exercise yesterday, and we want to actually bring it up and sort of take a look. And also, for everyone else, Vidi and Tendi, please take a look at this and give us feedback if you think this is a good method. All right. So basically, on the very left column, I've assembled a list of tasks that
Mm.
are necessary for, let's say, successful project involvement, project management, right? For being, let's say, successful here at Bukit Vista. So these are the things that occur over and over again that we think are let's say things that you'll encounter if you're working here. So there's some tasks, and then let's start labeling them, right? Start putting them into different categories. So, Gani, you have a few. Well, let's maybe not use so much. This part is maybe too much. Let's just do a small one for a demo. So I'll just kind of like cut it off over here. Okay. So, Gani, I want you to tell me whether or not
Okay.
you believe. Let's go into each particular thing and label them. Animation, Gani. Where does that go for you? Things that you understand well, things that you need coaching, things that you believe even with coaching you still can't do.
Uh,
Animation.
Animation things that need coaching.
Okay. Is animation necessary for you to do a good job in your role?
Um, uh, perhaps, yeah.
Okay.
But I,
If it's
yeah.
perhaps, let's just go ahead and eliminate it, yeah? Because we'll under prioritize perhaps, and we'll
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Okay. What about content photography? What about photography?
Understand well.
Okay, very good. What about technical skills like flying a drone, using Final Cut Pro, using Photoshop?
Only better on drone.
Okay, all right. So
Oh yeah, drone and Photoshop, not CS normal. Yeah.
all right, very good. So sorry, yeah, let's put it there. What about prioritizing your daily goals? Where does that go?
I think understand well, sir.
Okay, very good. Guy can prioritize daily goals. What about persuading other people to believe your ideas?
It's challenging. Need coaching.
Okay, very good. What about coaching and mentoring other people?
Need coaching.
Okay, very good. What about storytelling?
Storytelling. What kind of storytelling, sir?
In general, can you tell a story using photos? Can you tell a story using copywriting? Can you can you visualize what the story should be and then how you should tell it? A narrative.
uh, I think a bit understand, sir.
Okay, very good. And online advertising.
Understand.
Okay, very good. And pitching.
Pitching need coaching.
Okay, very good. Persuasion, negotiation skills.
Need coaching.
Okay, very good. Project management skills.
Still need coaching.
Okay. Copywriting.
Same need coaching.
Okay, very good. Delegation.
Delegation. Sometimes it's need coaching, but sometimes if I understand the project very well, then
Okay.
yeah.
Data analytics.
Data analytics and need coaching.
Okay, very good. Strategical thinking.
Strategical thinking, need coaching.
Okay, very good. Discovering opportunities inner chapter to cooperate.
Uh, uh, a bit understand.
Okay, all right. Root causes of problems.
This is so challenging. Need coaching, sir.
Okay, very good. Directing a team to get tasks done.
Directing team to get tasks done. A bit understand.
Okay, all right. Communication strategy and marketing foundations.
A bit understand.
Okay, and then leadership.
Need coaching.
Okay, and then managing a team.
Need coaching.
Okay, got it. All right, cool. All right, so this is actually pretty interesting. I know Gunny is doing this in front of a live audience, so this might not be the best circumstance, right? But let's ask ourselves a question here. Vidi, do you see anything that strikes you?
Perhaps in the what things understand well, the answer is still understand a little bit, and that creates sometimes maybe it's not what we expect people to like the skill we expect people to have. In a sense, like if we do this like this, sometimes it's like a verbal thing,
Mhm.
and then what people say might not be the actual one.
Right, right. So this is actually goes back to. Thank you for bringing that up. That is exactly it. This brings up a pretty challenging situation, which is how do we actually assess? Oh, okay. Wait. How do we assess ZPD two ways? Is it is it is it the is it the leader assesses the ZPD of the person being led, or is it something else? Let's go over to Vinny.
Yeah, the leaders most of the time because leader have visibility actually.
Ah, right.
It's somewhat like, let me try to uh, find an analogy. When doing professional networking, we kind of like assess the speaker
Yes.
through their LinkedIn profiles, right?
Yes.
That's actually one of the way to measure ZPD of someone, right? Because we kind of like know what to expect to ask them, what we are able to ask, what we are. For example, we had this one speaker in business intelligence, and from their CV,
Uh-huh.
they are focused more on the data engineering as opposed to data
Ah,
analytics.
right,
So
right.
we don't expect to ask that question, and we don't expect to have an answer from them. That's actually one form of CPD, if you think
Got
about it.
it. Got it. Got it. Okay. So basically, when we ask about, it has to be somebody with a greater ZPD assessing somebody with the lesser ZPD, right?
Yes, yes, yes,
Okay.
something like that.
Got it. Got it. All right. So interesting. Interesting. All right. So this method probably won't work then if we ask for a self assessment, because it is difficult to assess yourself if you're still inside or outside your GPD.
Yeah, most of the time. That's why, like, mentor-mentee relationship, the mentor should be aligned to the mentee's preference, because we could understand the topic well, and we could kind of like size the mentee up.
Okay, that's very good. Very good. All right, and let's go over to this then. How really do you think we can implement this on? How do we check and follow up to see if everyone's implementing this now in the future?
Of course, it goes back to the chapter lead, because the projects are actually maintained and overseen by the chapter lead.
Definitely.
And continuously checking the progress is one good thing, because through history we can kind of like get the understanding of the ZPD,
Excellent.
what projects these people have done, the progress itself. It's one of the measurement of ZPD basically.
Okay, excellent. You know what? I just thought of something. This is actually applicable right away. Like I mean, starting from today, right? If we are going to let's say as in this leadership guild discuss about like the alignment with the SLA, perhaps at the next discussion we'll take a look and see this is itself, I think, a small project, right? To see whether or not people can use this particular idea, start implementing it, and start showing us that they are capable of implementing it. So we have until next Tuesday to evaluate, and that gives us a short cycle. But let me ask: does anybody want to increase the frequency of this particular leadership class in order to have more frequent checkbacks and seeing whether or not they're implementing the topics that we discussed here at a more active rate? Let's go over to Rizal. Rizal, quick question. Do you feel like or maybe there's another way to do this besides coming to a meeting? Um, I'm trying to figure that out. Okay, I'm outside my ZPD. Does anybody have an idea? So, my idea is this, right? This itself is a project. What we talked about here is exactly a new practice that we want to get started. Oh, yes, Vidhi.
Can we turn the activities and list of old businesses into cards in Trello?
Come again?
Turn them into cards in Trello, our board, so that we can continuously track asynchronously.
Ah, okay, all right. So, tell me how that would be done.
Yeah, perhaps if we have, because we noticed that there are other things we agreed upon last week that we do not know the conclusion yet. For example, if we look a little bit into the physical
Ah,
documentation,
yes,
we don't know whether it's already done or not. The yellow part actually has
yes.
a little bit done. Scroll down a little bit more. Yes, the yellow one. We don't know about that, but using Trello card actually allows us to kind of know whether it's done or not, because it's been what we're been doing, right? But we do not apply it in this field, basically.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, I get it. All right, let's see. Tendi, does that idea follow for you? Okay, so let me delegate that to somebody. Let's give somebody something challenging to do. Who can I delegate that to? Tendi, would you like to do this, right? What I like to ask, wait, actually, Rizal, that's the best person, right? Because you brought up this topic, Rizal. So, Rizal, would you like to actually create two pivot cards, okay? One pivot card is this topic. Are we understanding bandwidth before delegation? and we're actually executing this particular. Wait. Let me think of ZPD. Okay, I probably should do it. Okay, I probably should do it now. Now that I think about it, let me apply what we've learned directly. Okay, what I'm gonna do now. Okay, just came to me. This by the way, what you're seeing me do right here is pretty much. I'm on the edge of my ZPD right now too as well. I like everyone to know that. So I kind of know how to lead, but it's challenging for me to teach other people how to lead, right? So I'm actually discovering things as I go along. So the idea here is actually pretty good. What I'd like to do is I'd like to make a Trello card then, based on the suggestion by Vidi, to encapsulate what we've discussed, right? So then this becomes a project on its own. Are we actually still having handover bottlenecks? Are we actually still having bandwidth problems before we delegate, right? And then are we actually understanding the ZPD of people before we assign them projects that we're unsure of whether they can do? So that I think is a very fruitful idea. And that we can put probably on the project management. And then we can all work on that, right, as a group of chapter leads together. Does that sound like a good idea? Everyone? Okay. The reason this is exciting is because it seems to be the root cause. It seems this is a common thing that is shared by everybody. We're all experiencing together. And it needs to be practiced before we all overcome it. But rest assured, I do believe that if we do get over this, things will get better. The reason why is this relates to a factor of load balancing. Oh God, we're almost out of time. I don't know if everyone knows this already, but from my perspective, I see that the workload is currently very unbalanced in the company. And one of the frictions with that is not because we don't have enough people, it's because we don't have enough leadership. If I add more people, let's say to a team, but these people are not being utilized, then what good is that, right? If we add more people to a team, yet the existing members don't know how to delegate to a new person, then what's the point of adding new people? Or if we add new people to a team and they're just working on PCI work, but not on actually improving the system, then as soon as they leave their internship, then you're still left with the same problem that you had before. So I think this process of learning how to delegate is very, very crucial to the future success of the company. And finally, balancing the workload. We need to have strong leaders in place before we can add people in. Strong leaders and strong systems in place before we can add people. That way, each person added actually contributes to the overall development of the chapter. Okay? So thank you for these ideas. I'll go ahead and take the next step. I'll think about maybe who I can share this responsibility with in order to push your ZPDs, and then we will we'll come back to this discussion every Tuesdays and Thursdays to see how much progress we made on delegating better. Okay, thank you everybody. If you can, please be on time. I know Vidi had an internet issue and some other people, but when we don't start on time, I generally have to make some last minute adjustments because I don't know if everyone's going to show up, right? So today, because I saw that if it was going to just be me and Rizal, I would like him to coach, but then everyone showed up, and then I could see we need to probably make this a little bit more efficient for everybody. So we had to make a change. But if everyone had showed up in the first place, then it would have just been better. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Have a great day, and think about ZPD. Think about measuring the ZPD of your team. Okay, bye bye.